Hi, everyone, and welcome. Thank you for joining us today. My name is Tara King, and I am the Center Coordinator of the AAAS STEM Resource and Evaluation Center at the American Association for the Advancement of Science, which is abbreviated as AAAS. We're so happy you're attending today's Know Before You Go information session, and we're so excited to meet you all at the Scholars Meeting in San Diego this October. You could do the next slide, please. Let's begin with introductions, and we want to welcome you to introduce yourself in the chat, say what school you're representing, and share what excites you the most about attending this year's Scholars Meeting. While you're doing this, I also want to introduce and acknowledge the other fantastic AAAS staff members on the call who are doing incredible work to make sure all of you are prepared for the meeting and doing a lot of behind the scenes work to make the meeting go so smoothly. So let's popcorn around with brief intros, and I'll start. Again, hello and welcome. I'm Tara King, she, her, and I'm the Center Coordinator of the AAAS STEM Rec, and I'll pass it to Jamila.
Hi, everyone. My name is Jamila Blake, she, her. I'm a project manager here at AAAS, working specifically on the STEM Rec to support community building and our communications, and always really excited to be so involved in our annual meeting. I'll pass things over to Rachel.
Thanks, Jamila. Hello, everybody. My name is Rachel Stivers, and I'm a project manager here at AAAS as well. I split my time between the supporting the STEM Rec and our Women in STEM work. So I'm excited to meet you all, and you'll probably get a lot of emails from me. So I'm excited to meet you all. Erica, I'll let you go next.
Hello, everyone. My name is Erica Wood. I'm the Event Operations Coordinator here at AAAS, and myself, along with my fabulous manager, make sure that everything flows smoothly, and we look forward to seeing you in San Diego. I will popcorn to my manager, Janice Lim.
Thanks, Erica. Hi, everyone. My name is Janice Lim, and I am the Event Operations Manager here at AAAS, particularly in our department. And along with Erica, we work with not just STEM, but also other projects within our department. And we do conference-related logistics for this event.
Thanks, team. Hopefully that helps you all put faces to names as you email us. So as you email us at the STEM initiative at AAAS.org email, you will receive a reply from one of us because we all check that inbox and help you and assist you with your questions. So yeah, please continue to say hello and introduce yourself in the chat. We're happy for you to start to network and get to know one another from here. This is a brief agenda of what we have today. We're going to start with a few housekeeping items and an intro. What is the STEM Rec? Just to put some context around things. Then I'll go through a very brief overview of an agenda at a glance for our meeting in San Diego. The focus today will be on meeting registration and travel booking information and logistics. And then we'll finish up with more information about how to connect with the STEM Rec, resources, ways to learn more. But the focus of today's call will be answering your questions. Next slide, please. So here's the housekeeping part. Please keep your microphone on mute and not speaking. However, we encourage you to write your questions or comments in the chat throughout the presentation. When we get to the Q&A portion and you wish to speak to answer a question, you may use the raise your hand button and we'll call on you and we'll unmute you. But like I said, throughout the whole session, please put your questions in the chat. If you're comfortable doing so, we welcome you to turn on your camera. To help us get to know one another, please continue to introduce yourself and put what you're excited about in the chat. We're happy to have 2 American Sign Language interpreters joining us today. In addition, we're pleased to have a live transcriptioner providing closed captioning. If you need to access the closed captioning feature, be sure to click the CC button on the bottom of your Zoom taskbar. Our thanks to these individuals for helping us make the information presented in the webinar more widely accessible. The slides being presented today can be found on our website. And if you'd like to download them right now, you could do so and follow along on your computer. Rachel put the link in the chat to that. Also, on this event webpage for the series, we'll post a recording of today's webinar when it becomes available. And there's a link to the event series page. We hope everything runs smoothly today, but in case not, please reach out to Jamila in the chat or by emailing her. And finally, we'd like your appreciate your feedback on today's session. If you have time towards the end of the webinar, before we wrap up, there'll be a 1-question survey for you to complete before signing off, and we thank you in advance for your help with that. Next slide, please. So what is this AAAS STEM REC? So in October 2022, through a competitive proposal process, AAAS received funding from the National Science Foundation to organize and manage the STEM Resource and Evaluation Center, or REC for short. We really focus on promoting the exchange of ideas, resources, opportunities, and knowledge about effective strategies and practices to increase the number of talented, low-income students who obtain degrees and careers in STEM. And the activities of the REC work across multiple levels to bolster the STEM portfolio, including building capacity of the campus programs, as well as the professional development of you, the STEM scholars. One of our major efforts is to host an annual scholars meeting, which this year is in San Diego. And we welcome you to visit our website to learn more information about the REC, but that just provides some brief context about the work that we do to host the meeting. Next slide. Just a reminder, today's session is one in a series. So we will be having another Know Before You Go session on September 16th that will focus on more detailed logistics and continue to answer your questions as we get closer to the meeting. There's the registration link for that, and Rachel put it in the chat so that you can register now if you'd like. Next slide. As you're aware, the 2025 STEM Scholars Meeting is taking place October 2nd through 4th. In San Diego, California at the Manchester Grand Hyatt. We're really excited and thrilled to be hosting you all in San Diego. Here's a link to the meeting website where we'll be continually updating information on this page and welcome you to continue to check it as the meeting gets closer. Next slide. I want to start by giving you a quick overview of our meeting schedule with an agenda at a glance. We'll begin on October 2nd. Registration desk will open at 1 p.m. and will stay open that entire day through 9 p.m. Activities begin at 2:30 with scholar orientation. After that, we have our first session of concurrent professional development workshops. We have our opening plenary with dinner beginning at 5:15. And then following that, we have poster session, our very first poster session, and career and education fair, which will take place in the same large space in the hotel. Next slide. And just a reminder that all of the meeting activities will take place in the hotel that you're staying in. So everything is located in that one place. On October 3rd, we begin with our breakfast plenary at 8:15. Followed by our second round of concurrent professional development workshops. Our second poster session and career and education fair will follow that at 1:15. We'll have a disciplinary networking event from 3:15 to 4:30. And then after that, you're available to explore the city and have dinner on your own. And our final day on October 4th, we'll have a breakfast plenary session from 7:45 to 9:30, and then a very interactive closing event, including activities for you to engage in and network with others in at 9:45 to 11. And then that's when we adjourn and you'll be on your way back, back to your home. Next slide. So Many of you have already registered. We're so happy to see that you have. If you have not yet done so, the registration deadline is May 16th. Please use the Whova link, and Rachel just put it in the chat to register. Very important for you to use the email that you were nominated with in order for you to register. If you don't, if you say you're nominated with your school email and you use a personal email, you're going to get an error. So please use the email that your faculty member used when they nominated you. And next slide. I'm going to pass things now over to Erica, who's going to go over important travel and hotel logistics.
Okay, everyone. So when it comes to the travel booking deadline, it is June 18th. June 18th. You will receive an email with instructions to book airline or train tickets with our travel agency, which is Amex, right? So make sure you listen out for those code words. When you read your email, Amex is who we use for travel, okay? And you're going to book with them. If you would like to travel with other scholars or meeting mentors from your institution, please call the agency together, right? So if you want to sit next to your best friend, like it just said, any colleagues, whatever it may be, make sure that you book together by calling Amex, okay? A real ID is needed. I know if you guys have been watching the news, it's pertinent that everyone have a real ID. So make sure you get that, and we will be looking at that to check in or make sure that it's compliant so that when you get to the airport, you also don't have any issues either, okay? So a real ID compliant license or passport will be required to fly to the meeting. We strongly, strongly, strongly encourage you to fly or to take Amtrak, right? If you do not book with Amex for your flight, you will not be eligible to receive a travel stipend card. Again, for the people in the back, if you do not book with Amex, your flight with Amex, you will not be able to receive your travel stipend card, okay? Now, you can be reimbursed for expenses after the meeting. So if you travel any other way outside of using Amex for a flight, you can be reimbursed for expenses after the meeting. Okay? Now, any scholar who wants to drive needs to apply and be approved to do so by June 18th. Again, stay on the screen, but I'm going to say it again. Any scholar who wants to drive will need to apply and be approved to do so. Now, when we say drive, this is a vehicle that you already own, okay? Please do not go rent a car. Don't do that, please. We prefer you to fly, but if you want to drive, you must have your own vehicle to do so. Do not rent a car because we're not reimbursing you for the rental, okay? Now, we will reimburse mileage based on the federal rate, which includes gas, right? So your car, just keep track of what your mileage was before you left and what it is after you get back home, round trip. Based on that, and we will also be including your gas, which means you need to save your receipts, okay? Next slide, please. If you are a local attendee within 50 miles of the venue, you are required to either drive or take public transportation to the meeting. If you need to drive, again, complete the driving request form by June 18th. And please submit all of your expenses as a reimbursement after the meeting, as you will not receive a travel stipend card, okay? So again, the longer you take to submit your expenses is the longer it's going to take for us to reimburse you. So the sooner you get it in, the better it is for everybody. Oh, next slide, please. Okay. Oh, I think we skipped one. Back One. Okay, thank you. So for anyone who would like to carpool to the meeting, drivers and passengers will each need to complete a driving request form. So anyone who's going to be in the car, a specific car, whether you're the driver or the carpool passengers, you will need to complete the driving request form by June 18th, okay? Now listen clearly for this part. Each individual will need to submit expenses for reimbursement after the meeting. You will not receive a travel stipend card. I know we're probably going to get questions on this, but it's pretty much saying if you're choosing to drive, you will not receive a travel stipend card in so many words, okay? Next slide, please. All right, when it comes to the hotel, I know some of you are this is your first time traveling and being out of the state or wherever it may be. So we're excited to have you in San Diego. We don't want you to stress out. So our team will be booking your hotel rooms for all the attendees for 2 nights, which is October 2nd and October 3rd. Each registrant will receive their own private hotel room, so you won't have to worry about sharing anything with anybody, even though you might like your classmates, your colleagues, you have your own room, okay? Please do not call the hotel to make any reservations. Do not go above and beyond. Just let us do what we need to do, okay? Remember, the address of the hotel is the Manchester Grand Hyatt in San Diego, One Marketplace. Feel free to Google in advance so you know where you're going. Now, completing a hotel room request is important. It allows our staff to know if you need any accessibility needs or any ADA needs. If you want a king, a queen, a double bed in your room, you got to let us know these things. And if you need an extra night so if you need an extra night outside of the 2nd and the 3rd of October, you need to let us know so that we can lock you in at our group rate of $199. So if you and your mom say, hey, we want to stay 2 additional nights, let us know on that form so that we can lock you in at the rate of $199. Don't call the hotel to add on dates. Go through us, please, and thank you. And
So this is,
meeting
we get a lot of
reimbursement.
questions
Yes.
about this. Yeah.
There's
So-
plenty to Tara.
Yeah, we get a lot of questions about this. So when we say travel stipend card, what we mean is that it is a preloaded gift card, like a Visa gift card that has $250 on it preloaded for you to use as your reimbursement, pretty much. So it will reimburse meals not provided at the meeting, ground transportation costs, so the cost for you to get from your house to your local airport, and then from the San Diego airport to the hotel, and then on the way back, the same thing, as well as any baggage fees if you want to check a bag. Though the meeting is so short, you probably can just do a carry-on. That would be my advice. Again, if you book through Amex, a flight or a train, you are automatically eligible to receive a stipend card when you get to the meeting. So on October 2nd, when you come to our registration desk, you will pick up your name badge and we will direct you over to the area you'll go to receive your travel stipend card. Again, like Erica said, if you did not use Amex for your booking, if you were local, if you drove, if you carpooled, you will not get a travel stipend card and you will need to submit form for reimbursements for your expenses after the meeting is over. Next slide, please. So in order to receive a reimbursement of any type, whether it's a travel stipend card or reimbursing after the meeting, you'll need to complete a W-9 form. So we have links here for you to download a blank W-9 form. And then there's another link here where you upload that form to a secure Dropbox where we are collecting them. We'll be checking to make sure that you've completed your form and you've completed it accurately, because all of this needs to be done in advance for you to receive the reimbursement funds or the stipend card. So more information will be provided about this at our next Know Before You Go session. Next slide. Also want to remind you that we are now accepting poster abstracts for scholars. We welcome all interested scholars to submit abstracts for formal research projects, or they don't have to even be formal research projects. They could be other STEM-related work, whether it was something that you did in a class, something that you did, community-based activity, some sort of STEM-related work, as well as research work. And just note that it's one abstract submission per scholar so that we can offer the opportunity to present a poster to as many scholar attendees as possible. The deadline for this is September 2nd, and Rachel, I believe, has already posted the link to submit your poster abstract in the chat. Next slide. We want to continue the conversations with you and, leading up to the meeting, give you a space to talk and get to know with one another. We invite you to join our STEM Scholars community, which is hosted on LinkedIn. Here, you'll be part of an inclusive, safe, and welcoming space. You'll be able to network and build community across STEM programs. Both scholars and alumni are in this space. Engage in meaningful discussions and have opportunities to access professional development and potential employment resources and activities. So we welcome you to join us if you're not already part of our LinkedIn community. Next slide. Here are all the ways we want you to continue to stay connected with the AAAS STEM Rec. It's our email. You can follow us on X, join our overall page on LinkedIn, and join our community on Instagram. The next slide. We wanted to also be sure you had access to resource links and tip sheets. So we encourage you to download these slides so that you have all of these links handy. We've created many FAQ documents and many tip sheets, which will hope to help you as you prepare for the meeting and feel comfortable and confident. But keep going on our slides. We also have instructional videos as well. And next slide. We want to get to the Q&A. Before we do so, just want to remind you there is a one-question participant survey we welcome you to answer and provide your feedback to. And next slide. Thank you. So yeah, we are open to answering your questions. Please don't be shy. Put them in the chat. You can use the raise your hand feature. I'm going to turn things over to my colleague, Rachel, who will help us to make sure all of your questions are answered.
Thanks.